Hey, it's Beth Eilers, and I want to share with you SPF BFFs. When I'm recording this, it is March the 16th, almost time for the official start of spring in 2026. And so it's a great time to think about SPF. And I am going to share with you some SPF BFFs. Well, as I said, spring is almost here for us when I'm recording this. It is coming in just a few days, and whether it might be spring-like weather for you or not. The start of spring is usually the time when we start to think of more spring weather, more summer type weather, the sun, and then protection from the sun. And so it's a great time now before all of that really starts. If you live in a climate that has the cold winter and you don't see as much sun, and the spring brings more sun and warmer weather and longer days, then this is a great time to start thinking about SPF and what you need to do to start protecting your skin. Really not your facial skin, but the rest of your body, because hopefully you're protecting at least your facial skin all the time. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. I would love to know, when do you start thinking about wearing sunscreen? And do you think about, when you think about sunscreen, do you think about wearing sunscreen like for your body differently than you do for your face? For a long time growing up, well, I don't think when I was a kid we really had sunscreen. As a kid, I don't remember it so much. As I got in like high school, then I started realizing and using it, because I would try to lay out with the other girls and try and get sun. That's what we did when I was a teenager several years ago. And I just have two colors. I am white or I am red. Like, I don't get tan. I just am white or I burn. And so it didn't take me too long to realize, okay, this is not a good thing. Like, this hurts. It is not fun. So I'm going to wear some sunscreen because I don't want to do this all the time. Little did I know the damage that it can do to your skin. I was just thinking of, this is not fun and I don't like it and it hurts, right? But sun is wonderful for so many reasons, and we need it for sure for so many things, but its rays are harmful to us. And what do the sun's rays do to us and to the skin on our bodies? Well, it causes aging, like those fine lines and wrinkles and uneven skin tone, all of those things. It causes age spots. That's another thing, the commonly known as age spots. And then it also causes cancer, right? And did you realize that we are exposed every day of the year to the sun's rays, even the days that are cloudy? And even if you live in a climate like I do, that the winter we don't have a lot of sun, a lot of days. Some days it's really sunny, but a lot of days it's more cloudy. But we get exposed every single day, and it's not just when we're outside. Outside in the nature where the sun is shining or not shining, but it can be in our car through the windows. It can be if we have an office that has a window, or windows in our home. Those rays come through windows, and that can also reach our skin and cause damage. So it's important that we protect ourselves from the damaging rays of the sun, protect our skin from the damaging rays of the sun. And did you realize that there are two types of sun rays? There's UVA and UVB. And if you think of the last letter on those, you can remember which those do, what damage each of those do. So the UVA, that's what causes the aging in our skin, the fine lines, the wrinkles, uneven skin tone, that thing. The UVB are what causes the burning. So if you get red like me, that's the burning that comes from the UVB. But it's important that you have a broad spectrum sunscreen that covers both UVA and UVB rays. That's important. And a couple of things from the Skin Cancer Foundation. Recommended SPF is at least 30. And skin cancer is the most common cancer in the U.S. and the world. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the age of 70. And if you've had 5 or more sunburns in your life, that doubles your risk for melanoma. So I'm like at high risk, because as a kid I got burned all the time. And then I don't know if you know the ABCDEs of moles or spots, things to look for that could be signs of skin cancer. It's asymmetry, or asymmetry, so not the same. Border is uneven or changes, color changes or it looks off, the diameter changes, it gets bigger, and evolving. It's like, evolving, just it changes in any of those ways. Those are things that if you notice any of those from any of the moles or spots on your body, that you should probably get checked out by a dermatologist. So those are some things about the sun, its rays, what they do, and some things that you can look for. Now, what can we do to prevent that? Well, I'm going to share with you some of the products that I love to prevent that. And I'm going to start with our Time Wise Repair Day Cream. Now, this is my moisturizer that I use all of the time. I love this moisturizer just for the moisturizer, but I love that it has that SPF 30. And this is a really great SPF because I wear this every day and I don't ever get burned anywhere on my face. Every now and then, if I'm out like all day in the middle of summer, I'll get a little red maybe on the end of my nose, but it very rarely does that happen. And so I love this because I'm confident in the protection and I don't have to think about putting on sunscreen when I'm outside because it's automatically in the moisturizer that I use. So that is my favorite product, our Repair Day Cream with the SPF. We also do have a Daytime Defender that's part of our Miracle Set, and I pulled out the wrong bottle, so it looks like this pump bottle as far as the structure of it, but it's not a serum. It is a cream, and it has SPF 30 as well. It also has prickly pear extract and a couple of other botanicals that help protect against environmental stressors as well. So that's also something that you could use. But I love the day cream because it's a moisturizer and sunscreen in one. It's not a separate product. And then we have our mineral facial sunscreen. So most sunscreens are physical sunscreens, but this is a mineral one. And some people that have a sensitivity to sunscreen in the more common physical sunscreen formulas, they can tolerate the mineral sunscreen very well. And so if that could be you, maybe the mineral facial sunscreen would be better for you to use. And you can use this. It's designed specifically to be used under makeup. It also has that SPF 30. So that might be something that you feel would work better for you. And then we have our SPF 50 sunscreen for face and body. We came out with this last year and I love this sunscreen. It is the best sunscreen I've ever used, and I've used lots of them. It has SPF 50, so it's a good SPF, and it feels so amazing. It feels like body lotion. Like most sunscreens, lotion sunscreens that I have used are more heavy, and you got to really rub them to get them in, and they kind of feel, leave that like residue. No, this feels like body lotion. It just rubs in, absorbs in your skin, and you don't and then there's nothing left on your hands. I love this thing, and it is great. It protects well. I don't get burned with this thing. So I love our sunscreen SPF 30 because that can be used also on your face and your body. It can be used all over. But I love it. And then we've got a couple of products that will give you a little bit of extra oomph to your sunscreen. We've got our foundation primer that has SPF 15 and our CC cream foundation that has SPF 15. And so these are great for many reasons. Like the foundation primer is great under your makeup. It helps your foundation wear better, last longer, all those things. CC cream's a really great lightweight sheer coverage that is really great at concealing redness in skin. So these are great for lots of reasons other than SPF. They just happen to have a little bit of SPF in them as well, SPF 15. And that brings up a good point. Some people say, well, if I use like 3 products, so maybe I'm going to use, my day cream, and so that's got SPF 30, and then I'm going to use my foundation primer, and that's got SPF 15, and then I'm going to use my CC cream, and that's got SPF 15. So that would be like an SPF of 60, right? That's not how SPF works, unfortunately. So if you are using multiple products that all have sunscreen in them, then it's the product that has the most sunscreen that would give you, that's your level of protection you're going to get. So in this instance, it would be that 30. And you would have that 30. These other 2 would just give you another layer of protection and just kind of boost that SPF, but it's not going to give you like more SPF, if that makes sense. And so that's something to keep in mind as well. So I would love to know, you can put in the comments what your favorite sunscreen product is. Do you love a moisturizer with sunscreen in it? Do you love a specific like facial sunscreen for your face and a different sunscreen for your body? Do you like to have, some other makeup products that also contain some sunscreen? I would love to know that, and I would appreciate any of your comments. So I hope this has been helpful for you, learning about SPF and all the different things that are important about protecting our skin from the sun and the different products that have SPF in them. Have a great day.